Part 18, here I go. How I became an international smuggler. Worked my way through the federal prison system, and believe me, I paid the ultimate price and lost everything. And yeah, how the smallest decisions you can pay for it decades later. But let's continue. So heading down the hill, absolutely motoring along and realizing that my spot is coming up. So I started doing these massive, big, standing it on the edge. Swooped around, I seen all the cars. There was mostly five trucks down below. There was one in the center, just almost like that black truck I had in a previous episode. And I did a couple laps just around, just to make sure. And everyone knew that I had a very strict rule that you don't come near the chopper when I land. My guy gets the bags out, and once the bags are clear of the skids, we pull up. They're generally left on the ground. Nobody come near it. Left on the ground, I'll hover up. I'll go up 30, 40 feet. I'll scoot away. I'll do a couple circles just to make sure they've picked everything up, and away we go. So we come swooping in, and that scenario happened. It was really, really quick. There was only 4 bags. And as we went up, it was kind of, they parked in a weird spot. So I had to sort of reverse the helicopter up, almost like that scene out of Back to the Future where roads, we don't need no roads. We had to get this thing up, in Back to the Future, you had to get it up to 88. I believe you had to do the same in a Jet Ranger too. To go through what's called transition, you had to get it up to 80 miles an hour. So I had to sort of back the helicopter up to get enough lift to clear the trees at the other end of the quarry. People think that helicopters just go straight up. There's a way that they have to be flown, and you just don't have unlimited power. So I had to back it up to get enough speed up to clear these big 120-foot, 150-foot trees at the end. But everything was just going too smooth. So up we went, backed it up, and then I just was flying too fast through. And as the trees are coming up, I'm starting to pull power. And I only just cleared the trees. And by then I'm doing 80, 90 knots, which is about 140 kilometers an hour. And I swear that the trees just tickled the skids down there. And we went up and done this big bank around like I was something out of Top Gun, because I really started to handle that thing pretty well. I'd done quite a few trips. So up on the edge, I sort of glide past them, do a couple of laps, see all the bags are in, and they're on their way. They're on the way down the mountain. It was in a forestry part. So we followed them for a little bit just because I wanted to fly around. I hadn't flown in a little while. And then as I see them get onto the I-5, I peeled away and then headed back to Canada. Well, we went back to Canada, just had a good flight back. Like I said, everything was just going way too smooth. So flew back, came in, landed, did the shutdown, put the helicopter away. I think we stopped at the casino in Coquitlam on the way back just because, it's weird because you do such a high adrenaline job that nothing excites you. So I can see how, people in that world go into cards because it's just your brain's thinking all the time, and it's something to do with your adrenaline that nothing excites you. But cards takes your mind off it, and that's what we used to do after things were going really well. Went in, played some cards. I believe I won some pretty good money that morning, and then I went home and just waited. I think I went and had some lunch, and I thought it was really weird that I hadn't been paid by about lunchtime, just because I thought everything's gone so smooth. And then 1 o'clock came, didn't hear anything. 2 o'clock came, didn't hear anything. And then at about 3:30, I got a phone call saying, we've got a major problem. We need to meet over at the Cactus Club on Broadway. So, okay, so I jump in and go over for a meeting over there. And I could see that the broker walked in and he did not look good. And he said that everyone got arrested, all the cars, everyone got popped. And I'm like, holy shit, 2 in a row. can't believe it. Something's not adding up here. So my initial thing is, where are they? Have they spoken? He goes, look, I don't know. I'm talking to the lawyer, talking to our people down south. Don't worry, we've got lawyers. Everything's going to be okay. So nothing really was. You're a little bit stressed the next day. But by that afternoon, I think I called the broker and he said, "Don't worry, they're out on bail." Well, that should have been my first indication that something is just. You don't get out on bail on a federal case, especially a federal smuggling case internationally. So they're out on bail. So of course my next question was, what did they say? And he goes, "Don't worry, they didn't say a word. All good." This is why you don't believe people on face value. Dig into it yourself. And I don't know why, the mistakes that you make, but I didn't dig into it. I said, "What are they looking at?" He goes, 3 to 6 months. Mostly get out on probation or just on a basically a ticket. What? I just can't even believe that I believed that. But anyway, so that's what was said, and I guess for the next week or so, it was a little bit of what do we do? In between that, that was my first flight, so I did a little more flying and just waited essentially to see what was going to happen. And nothing much happened, but unfortunately, over the next 2 weeks, just sitting around doing a bit of flying, talking, is I had all my money at home, all the cash. And, I didn't live a very, extravagant life. I tried to stay under the radar wherever I could. I'd go out with friends. I would indulge in a few items like cars and so forth. But, you could never drive them. Vancouver's a small place, and you want to be under the radar and not cause too much heat to you. So I did a couple of little jobs, bringing back some money once, and then something happened that would change my life forever, besides what just happened. So I was counting my money one night, and it's really weird. I was counting. I was really tired that night, so it was all on the coffee table. You can imagine, just piled up everywhere. And at about 12 o'clock, I believe I had a nightmare. And then at about 2 o'clock that morning, I got a phone call. Yeah, I got a phone call. I got a phone call from my sibling, and said that you got to get home because mum's not doing well. She's not going to make it. She's going to pass away. Well, yeah, that was. I don't know whether I believed it. At the time, Mum was 49. I think she may have been 50. May have just turned 50. But I got that call, and yeah, things dramatically changed. So I obviously couldn't sleep. For the next couple of hours, I just sort of walked around and tried to comprehend what was saying. I didn't want to phone anyone back. I was just trying to process it myself. But by 6 a.m., I had a flight booked, and I was to be at YVR at 9 a.m. Stay tuned.